right, let's find out how to factor this trinomial right here, 6x squared minus 1x minus 7. And I want to get these two binomial factors. So there's many different ways to do this, but since it does not start with a 1, I'm going to use the AC method. So I want to take this trinomial and I want to get these two binomial factors. Okay, and I'm going to use what's called the AC method. And what you do is you label all three of your coefficients, A, B, and C. And we're going to come over here and we're going to do A times C. That's going to give me 6 times 7, which is a 42. Okay, some people will use the negative 7. I don't need it right now. Now I need to list all of my pairs, my factor pairs that would give me 42. I start with 1, 1 and 42, 2 and 21, 3 and 14. Yep. Does 4 go into 42? I need to get my calculator. 4 doesn't work. All right, I try 5. 42 divided by 5. That doesn't work. 42 divided by 6, and I get 7. And when your left side meets your right side, then you found all your factors. Okay, now I'm going to split up the middle term just like I did when I was foiling. I would put the outer and the inner together. Well, now I need to split it up. And I want to get a negative 1. So I am going to subtract to get a negative 1. Which of these pairs subtracts to get a negative 1? All right, and here it is, the 6 and the 7. So to get a negative 1x, I need a plus 6x minus 7x. All right, plus 6x minus 7x. That gives me negative 1x. Drop down the first term, drop down the last term, and now it's what we call factor by grouping. Okay, the Spider-Man colors, the blue and the red. In the blue group, I can take out a 6x as my greatest common factor. I'll be left with x plus 1. In my red group, I have to take out a negative, whatever I divide out. And I'm going to divide out a negative 7. And I'll be left with x plus 1. Okay, dividing a negative from here, so it's plus. And now I see what my factors are. Take out that x plus 1, and I'm left with 6x minus 7. Okay, so these are my two factors. And it doesn't matter what order you put them in. Commutative property of multiplication. 2 times 3 is the same thing as 3 times 2. Okay, so that's one way to factor. Another way would just be trial and error. Okay, I like to call it trial and elimination. You know that your first two numbers will give you 6. So maybe it's 6x and 1x. Maybe it's 2x and 3x. Maybe it's 3x and 2x. And maybe it's 1x and 6x. Your last two numbers need to give you 7. So maybe it's 1 and 7. Maybe it's 7 and 1. And you have to try all those combinations and see which ones will multiply to give you what you started with. So that's another way to do it, but that can be very time consuming. And this was the AC method.